Alright, let's be real for a second, it's payday. That direct deposit hits, and for a glorious 24, maybe 48 hours, you feel like a millionaire, right? You're thinking about all the things you can finally buy, the places you can go, but then blink, and it's 2 days later. You glance at your bank account, and you're hit with that all-too-familiar question. Wait, where did it all go? If this sounds like your life story, trust me, you are absolutely not alone. Millions of us go through this exact cycle, paycheck after paycheck, feeling that temporary high followed by the inevitable financial fog. But what if I told you that this very paycheck, the one that seems to vanish into thin air, could actually be the seed, the very foundation, of your future wealth? Not just making ends meet wealth, but genuine, life-changing financial freedom. If you're navigating the world between 18 and 30, you've just landed your first real job, and you're serious about wanting to live rich, and I mean rich, not just flexing for the gram with stuff you can't afford, then this video, right here, could genuinely be the financial turning point you've been looking for. Now look, if you're perfectly content spending $8 a day on that fancy coffee, knowing it could be the down payment on a house one day, hey, no judgment from me. Well, okay, maybe just a tiny bit of judgment because I want you to win. So stick with me for the next 10 minutes. I'm going to break down 5 proven, super actionable strategies that will help you start saving money and saving it, even if your current paycheck feels like it barely stretches to cover rent and a few groceries. And that last tip? Oh, it's the real game changer, the wealth builder that almost nobody in their 20s is doing. But believe me, it works like absolute magic. So let's dive right into the first strategy. And this one is a cornerstone of how wealthy individuals manage their finances. They automate. Here's the unvarnished truth. Rich people, the ones who consistently build and maintain wealth, don't typically rely on willpower or memory to save money manually each month. They're not sitting there at the end of the month thinking, oh, I should probably move some money into savings. No, they set up systems. They automate it because they understand human nature. We're prone to forget, to procrastinate, or to simply find other uses for that money if it's just sitting there. The core principle here is incredibly simple yet profoundly effective. The moment your paycheck hits your bank account, a predetermined portion of that money should be automatically whisked away into your savings or investment accounts before you even have a chance to think about spending it. This isn't about depriving yourself, it's about prioritizing your future self. It's about making saving the first bill you pay, not the last. And you don't need to start with some huge, intimidating amount that feels impossible. Seriously, start small. Think about it. What if you began by automating just $25 per week? That's probably less than what you might spend on a single Friday night Uber Eats order or a couple of those fancy coffees we talked about. It's a manageable amount, something that you likely won't even miss from your daily spending. But over time, that $25 a week adds up significantly. It's $100 a month, $1,200 a year, just like that, without you lifting a finger after the initial setup. This is the power of consistency, fueled by automation. Now you might be wondering, okay, that sounds good, but how do I actually this? Thankfully, in 2025, technology is your best friend here. There are fantastic banking apps and online banks out there like Chime, Ally, or SoFi, just to name a few. These platforms make it incredibly easy to set up recurring automatic transfers from your primary checking account to a separate savings account. You can set it for the day your paycheck lands or the day after, so it's seamless. And here's a pro tip. Make sure that savings account is a high-yield savings account. In the current financial landscape of 2025, many of these online banks are offering interest rates up to 4%, sometimes even nudging 5% APY. This means your money isn't just sitting there, it's actually earning you more money passively. It's like getting a small raise just for being smart about where you park your savings. Alright, moving on to tip number 2, and this one is about plugging the leaks in your financial boat. Most people, especially those in their 20s just starting out, are unknowingly bleeding money every single month. These aren't big, obvious expenses necessarily. They are the silent killers, the financial vampires that slowly drain your account without you even noticing until it's too late. I'm talking about unused subscriptions, forgotten monthly memberships, and those sneaky auto-renewed apps that you signed up for with a free trial and then completely forgot about. It's astonishing how quickly these small, seemingly insignificant charges can add up. Think about it. That streaming service you haven't watched in 6 months, the premium version of an app you no longer use, that online course platform you subscribe to with grand intentions but never logged back into. Each one might only be $5, $10, or $20 a month, but collectively, they can represent a serious drain on your resources. It's death by 1,000 tiny cuts to your budget. In fact, there was a study I read recently that showed the average person is shelling out around $133 for services and subscriptions they completely forgot they were even paying for. Let that sink in. $133. That's over $1,500 a year. Imagine what you could do with an extra $1,500. That could be a significant boost to your emergency fund, a nice chunk invested in the stock market, or a down payment on a much-needed vacation that you take. Now, manually combing through your bank statements every month to find these leeches can be tedious and time-consuming. Who has the patience for that, right? Luckily, just like with automating savings, technology comes to the rescue here as well. Chapter 3. Tip number 3. The 50-30-20 rule. Budgeting without the pain. Okay, let's talk about budgeting. I know, the word budget can sometimes sound restrictive, like financial handcuffs. But I want to reframe that for you. Budgeting isn't about restriction, it's about consciously deciding where your money goes, rather than wondering where it went. And one of the simplest, most effective, and least painful ways to get a handle on this, especially when you're just starting out with your first job, is the 50-30-20 rule. This rule is fantastic because it's not overly complicated. You don't need a degree in accounting to understand it. Essentially, it provides a blueprint for allocating your after-tax income into 3 main categories. First, 50% of your income is designated for your. These are the absolute essentials, the things you genuinely need to live. Rent or mortgage payments, utility bills, electricity, water, gas, internet, groceries, transportation to work, insurance, and minimum debt payments. These are your non-negotiables. Next, 30% of your income is allocated to your. This is where the fun stuff comes in. Yes, this category includes your Netflix subscription, those lattes we keep talking about, dinners out with friends, hobbies, shopping for clothes that aren't strictly necessary, spontaneous weekend road trips, concert tickets, basically anything that enhances your lifestyle but isn't critical for survival. This 30% ensures your budget isn't all work and no play. Life is meant to be enjoyed after all. And finally, the crucial part, 20% of your income goes straight towards your financial goals. This means, and above the minimum payments. This 20% is your wealth-building engine. It's what you use to build up your emergency fund, save for a down payment on a house, invest for retirement, or aggressively pay down high-interest debt, like credit cards or student loans. This is the portion that directly impacts your future financial security and freedom. The beauty of the 50-30-20 rule lies in its simplicity and flexibility. It's a guideline, not a rigid straitjacket. If your rent is particularly high in your city, maybe your needs category creeps up to 55%, and you adjust your wants down to 25%. The key is to be mindful of these ratios and strive to hit that 20% savings and debt repayment target as consistently as possible. It provides a clear framework without micromanaging every single dollar. To effectively implement this, you first need to know what your after-tax income is. Then, you need to track your spending for at least a month to see where your money is actually going. Chapter 4. Tip number 4. The Billionaire Mindset, Master Delayed Gratification. Now let's talk about a mindset shift. A principle that, if you truly internalize it, can radically alter your financial trajectory. This is something I've seen play out time and time again. Wealthy people, the ones who build lasting fortunes, are masters of delaying gratification. On the flip side, people who consistently struggle with money often chase instant gratification. This distinction is absolutely fundamental. It's about choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. Think about it, that immediate dopamine hit you get from an impulsive Amazon purchase, clicking buy now on something you just saw an ad for, or that pressure to go out for expensive dinners and drinks every single weekend because of FOMO, fear of missing out. These seemingly small, instant pleasures are, in reality, eating away at your future wealth potential, often without you even consciously giving permission. Each dollar spent on a fleeting want is a dollar not saved, not invested, not working for you. So, how do you cultivate this billionaire mindset of delayed gratification, especially when you're young and society is constantly bombarding you with messages to buy, consume, and have it all? One incredibly effective technique is the 7-day rule. It's simple. If you see something you want to buy, especially if it's a non-essential item over a certain price point, say $50 or $100, Don't buy it immediately. Instead, wait for 7 days. Add it to a wish list, make a note of it, whatever. During those 7 days, really think about whether you truly need it or if it was just an impulsive desire. You'll be amazed at how often, by the end of that week, the urge to buy has completely vanished. You might realize you didn't really want it that badly, or you found a cheaper alternative, or you simply decided your money would be better used elsewhere. This little pause, this intentional delay, can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars over time by filtering out those impulse buys. Another powerful way to practice delayed gratification is to start embracing the concept of no-spend weekends or even no-spend days. Challenge yourself periodically to go an entire weekend without spending any money beyond your absolute necessities. This doesn't mean sitting at home bored, it means getting creative. Chapter 5. Tip number 5. The ultimate wealth builder. Make your savings work for you. Alright, we've made it to tip number 5, and this, my friends, is the one I teased at the beginning. This is the strategy that takes you beyond just saving money and into the realm of actively. Saving money is absolutely critical, it's step 1, the foundation. But if your savings are just sitting in a low-interest checking or even a basic savings account, they're not doing much work for you. Your savings need a job, and that job is to multiply. It's time to turn your savings into money-making machines. How do you do this? Through the power of investing. Now, before you click away thinking investing is too complicated, I'm not a stock market genius, I don't have enough money, let me stop you right there. Investing in 2025 is more accessible and easier to start than ever before, especially for young people with their first job. You don't need a finance degree, and you certainly don't need a fortune to begin. You just need to understand a few key principles. One of the most powerful and tax-advantaged ways to start investing, especially for long-term goals like retirement, is by opening a Roth IRA. With a Roth IRA, you invest money that you've already paid taxes on, and then all of your future growth and withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. That's huge. Imagine decades of investment gains, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, and not paying a single dime in taxes on it when you take it out. Setting up a Roth IRA is incredibly simple. You can do it online in minutes through reputable brokerage firms like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or Vanguard. There are also fantastic user-friendly apps like Robinhood or M1 Finance that make investing very approachable for beginners. Once your account is open, you can start contributing, even small amounts regularly, just like you automated your savings. So, what should you invest in? For most people, especially those just starting, trying to pick individual stocks is a risky game. A much smarter, more diversified, and historically proven approach is to invest in low-cost index funds or ETFs, exchange-traded funds. A popular example is an S&P 500 index fund, which essentially allows you to own a tiny piece of the 500 largest U.S. companies. Instead of betting on one horse, you're betting on the overall growth of the U.S. economy. Let me give you a concrete example of the power of this. Let's say you're 22 years old, just starting your career, and you commit to investing just $200 per month into a diversified index fund within your Roth IRA. So, there you have it. 5 proven strategies to help you save money fast, especially when you're just starting out with your first job. But here's the real truth, the bottom line. Your first job isn't just a source of income, it's your financial foundation. It's the launch pad. The habits you form and the financial decisions you make in your 20s right now will echo for decades to come. They will quite literally shape the quality of your life in your 30s, 40s, and beyond. It sounds dramatic, but it's absolutely true. The power to build a secure and wealthy future is in your hands, starting today. You don't need a massive salary to begin. You just need a plan and the discipline to execute it. Start now. Automate your savings so it's effortless. Cut out those silent financial killers, the wasteful subscriptions. Budget wisely using a simple framework like the 50-30-20 rule. Practice delaying gratification, choosing long-term rewards over fleeting pleasures, and most importantly, invest early and consistently to make your money work as hard for you as you work for it. If you commit to following just of these tips starting today, I promise you your future self will look back and thank you 1,000 times over. If you found this helpful and you're ready for more no-fluff, high-impact finance content designed to help you build real wealth, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out. I'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know which one of these 5 tips you're going to start implementing today. And if you're serious about building true, lasting wealth, get ready, because the next video I'm working on, all about passive income ideas for 2025, is going to absolutely blow your mind. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.